Hey, this is Diana, the Midnight Rose. Midnight Rose is the name of my website, midnightrose.com. Gratuitous plug. But anyway, let's do a reading here and see what comes up. So, all right. So today I've chosen the Crow deck, my round deck, the Mandala deck, symbols and mandala, and the alchemical tarot. So this is one I haven't really used. It's not mixed up well, but since I cut and draw that way, it doesn't really matter if it's not mixed up well. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with the Crow Tarot. I do really like this, which is not surprising since I'm a Capricorn rising. Saturn, hello, Crow, yeah, yeah. We like all things goth, goth. I'm so gaff. All right, let's get into it. All right, let's shuffle. Let's cut. Let's take a deep breath first. All right, help me to channel, spirit channel me for the collective. And these won't apply to everybody. So I'm setting up with my readings. You can just pick something at random to personalize your reading. Yes, I'm going to do the pick a card eventually. But you can do this anytime by just picking a reading and use your intuition. I know if everybody says that in their headlines, but it really does work. They just use it for clickbait usually. Anyway, deep breath. All right, for this week, what is the most important thing for the collective to know right now? What is important right now? Okay, let's put this to the side. Move those other decks out of the way for now. Okay, so where are my glasses? I'm old. I have old person eyes. And the things on this are very small. Seven of Cups. That's a new card I haven't seen in this deck. Oh yes, the Ace of Swords. This is one of those cards that keeps stalking me in this deck. Six of Cups. Interesting. And even though the artwork is different, I mean, it's the Rider-Waite is a good basis for tarot, but when you have a deck that's different, that says different art, you do try to pull, or at least I try to pull from my intuition a little bit too. Okay. So let's start with the Seven of Cups. If you think of the Rider-Waite, it's that person that's looking at the cups in the sky with all the things they're dreaming of, the illusions of success, I would say. For some people, that's what they want. And there's nothing wrong with being material. Hey, I like money just as much as the next person. That this looks like somebody who's really been kind of dreaming of wealth, of a better life, of the finer things that they want in life. Ace of Swords can be the reality, the reality check. This relates to intellect. It can be someone who's a little bit cold and a little ruthless here. Here, they're actually literally sacrificing the crow here. And we have the Six of Cups, which is usually a sense of nostalgia, looking in the mirror, looking back. So, and I'm gonna need, I want some more cards to kind of clarify this because it's not really clear to me yet what's being said here today. So let's do these. Let's do a couple more of the Crow Tarot, and then I'll move on and do the other decks as well. Okay, we've got the Six of Swords. Couple of sixes there. And a major arcana, the moon. This, you know what? in the collective astrology chart. Neptune is about to go into Aries. And when the outer planets change signs, it's kind of a big deal collectively. If they only change signs, it's several years. I mean, they're in the same sign for several years. So with Neptune about to go into Aries at the end of this month, I'm feeling like the moon, very dreamy, very, it could be either visionary or delusional, depending on how you manifest it. And when you pair it with the Seven of Cups, dreaming of things. But I think what we need to do is to figure out how to make those dreams a reality. So bringing them down to earth. And when I look at this Ace of Swords, this is kind of a harsh reality. So maybe you've been dreaming of something, but either you haven't put the things in place that you need to make it reality, or it might not be the right choice for you. You need to reevaluate that. You probably haven't been putting in the work or the things that you need to do to make it a reality. So maybe you're feeling nostalgic about it, but ask yourself, is this what I really want? Sometimes we have feelings about things that aren't always, we may be letting nostalgia cloud our judgment here. And that's what the message I'm getting with these cards. I'm actually pulling the Six of Swords right now in my Rider-Waite because I'm having a little bit of trouble pulling something from that image. And I need to remind myself what the Six of Swords looks like. And also, I'm going to pull a few more cards from some other decks. Yeah, I know the Eight of Swords. That's when you're trapped. The Eight of Cups, when you're walking away. But I'm just a little confused about the Six of Swords. Six of Swords. But sixes, well, and Six of Wands is victory. Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles, or excuse me, yeah, Six of Pentacles is more than nostalgia. So, all right. So let's also draw a couple of other cards to help clarify this. All right. I'm going to use my intuition here. Six of Swords is moving away from things. A lot of times the cards kind of overlap in meaning, and this is one of those cases. But here is the Rider-Waite Six of Swords. So yeah, very similar. I knew it looked like that card, but anyway. So, all right. There is something that you have been looking back fondly. You felt that was very generous, but it may not have been a realistic memory that you're having. It's clouded with feelings of, I want this to come true. This is my dream. But it may not be all that you thought it was. So definitely reevaluate that. Venus has gone, has had her Cazimi, but she's still, coming out of all the negativity of that retrograde, still going retrograde. So let's do some cards to clarify this. Okay, and this is the alchemical deck. Alchemy is a big thing to me. All right, let's do 3 cards of this. Whoa, Ace of Cups. Wow, that's powerful and positive. Judgment. That can be like a call to action. That's how I see it. It can be judgment, yeah, the way we traditionally think of judgment, but a call to action. Wow. Oh, looky here. Six of Swords. Six of Swords. Well, that's an important message. There is something we need to let go of. Now, it may not be like a relationship or something that significant, but something that maybe you're not being realistic about. You're a little delusional, as we all get sometimes. But there is definitely something we need to let go of. to make way for, and Ace of Cups is not just love. It can be something you're passionate about, emotions, happy emotions. Sometimes it's relationships, but not always. Judgment, a real call to action. There's something that is calling you to act on right now. And I want to clarify that because I think that is what's really interesting. What is the thing you should be looking for this call to action? Something you need to do. It's time. You're being called to it. Are you being called to? I mean, these cards too. I always pull two. Ooh, wow. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, Three of Swords. So it can literally be like a love triangle, but it can be also feeling brokenhearted. The Three of Swords, this is pointing kind of towards the 8th and 9th house in the zodiac, which can be occult matters, it can be spirituality. So this is something you may need to look at spiritual things. You may need to look at occult matters, other people's resources, and maybe even somebody that's foreign may be of help, someone from another country. Because 9, besides spirituality, it's also foreigners and moving overseas. So, all right. So there's been something that you've been dreaming of, and mostly daydreaming, not really putting it into action. And with the moon, it's time to go into that, focus on that, really look at, why am I having these delusions? Is this what I really want? If it is, I need to take the actions to make it happen. Or do I really want something else? Is there something that's a benefit that I'm not thinking about? We all say we love money. We want money, but it's not really the money we want. It's what we can do with the money. And it's that kind of a metaphor, maybe looking at this in depth, putting things into reality, maybe even going back to school, the intellect. But something does need to be sacrificed to be able to move forward in a more positive direction. So, and we have the Six of Cups, and more importantly, the Six of Swords, doubly, twice. So that is really, really significant. It may be emotions may be clouding your judgment, and there is something you need to prune away, something you need to leave behind. And this to me indicates that, because this is the nature of Venus and Saturn, heartbreak, but it's something it's time to let go of, to move forward. Think about what you were passionate about maybe in your childhood. Is there something that you're passionate about, that you're very emotional about, that you've left behind, that needs to come back to the forefront? You're being called to do that. This is your calling. You may need to switch directions. When planets go retrograde, we do a lot of evaluation. And in this case, we just came out of that whole Mars retrograde. Mars is still in its fall. I think it's about to go into the next sign to get out of Cancer. Mars in Cancer. No bueno. And by the way, Venus, she's still retrograde, but she's about to go out of her detriment in Aries back into Pisces, her exaltation. Ooh, we love that. So she's getting stronger. She's getting stronger. So with Venus, that can be emotion. It can be material things, looking for material things, but reevaluating. Is this what I really need? I used to say when I'd go to buy something, when I was trying to cut back, do I want this? Or how many hours of working a job I hate do I have to work to get this material thing? And that eliminated a lot of things. So maybe that whole reevaluation that's happening. And that's going to make you change directions, and something you've been passionate about in your past needs to come back. It's ready to come back. And it's time to let go of the heartbreak. Or maybe even you feel like, I can't do this. It doesn't have to be love with the Three of Swords. It often is. It's some kind of heartbreak, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. Oops. Okay. Let's roll the dice. The Astro dice. Okay, so we've got Taurus. We've got Mercury in the 10th. Oh, wow. Taurus is ruled by Venus. And then the 10th is your house of profession, reputation. And don't forget, we have the Ace of Swords. Mercury, intellect, communication. So this might be something, I'm thinking it's something that is Pluto is an Aquarius. Pluto is transformative. Aquarius is technology. Maybe there's something you want to do with technology. Of course, the first thing people think of is, I want to start a YouTube channel. Hello. I certainly understand that, but something using technology, and the internet, those kinds of things, but something media related. It doesn't have to be a YouTube channel. In fact, I just got an email today trying to get me to sign up to be a travel consultant online through an agency. It's these kinds of things. You know, you used to have to go to a travel agency. Now you can just book things online. So anyway, with Mercury in Taurus in the 10th. So looking at communication about art, about beauty, about harmony, about love, the topics that Venus loves, but Taurus is a very fixed sign. It doesn't move a lot. Something consistent, stable, those kinds of things. So there's some things that you've been dreaming of. Reevaluate why you're dreaming of them. Take action. If they are truly what you want, take action to make them happen. Study what you need to study, learn what you need to learn to make it happen. Walk away from the old hurts, and it's time to let it go. Start something new you're passionate about. You're feeling the call right now. It may be something related to communication or art, technology. So that is this reading for today. Woo! That was a mouthful. All right. So, as always, like and subscribe. And please let me know in the comments, does this resonate with you? And also, I'm wanting to know if people would really like the pick a card readings, or if you just want to, as the archives build up, just pick random videos that you're drawn to customize your readings. And I am wanting to start doing more astrology. It's just astrology takes a lot of background work to present those videos. So having a little trouble keeping up with that. You know, it's like building up a new muscle. You got to build it up and keep adding to the content and finding how you want to do things. I'm rambling. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Once again, this is the Midnight Rose. My site is themidnightrose.com. I am offering natal astrology chart readings. I'm going to do 25 for only $25. Once they're gone, that's it. I won't offer them at that price anymore. And what I'll do is I'll spend some time going over the chart, reviewing it, and then schedule a minimum of a 1 hour Zoom session to review. And so you can ask questions. All right, 25 for 25. And if you go to a professional astrologer that's well established, they're usually like $200 a reading. But I think of this as my student special, like when you go to a beauty salon to get a student haircut at a discount. So to get more experience, so forth. But anyway, That's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.